Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and a couple of weeks ago I was asked, how do I store my patterns or make a portfolio where I keep all the information that I need together on a one project? And that way I have that information whenever I need it. So it might not be the quilt I'm working on, but quilts moving forward also. Well, I do have a system, and I'll share it with you today. My system is a very easy one. It consists of a binder, these 3-ring page protectors, and some photocopies. I want my patterns, or a copy of my patterns, to fit in these sleeve protectors. If you have patterns that already fit the sleeve protectors, then you can put the originals right in. If it's from a book or a magazine, I do like to photocopy them. I will make a note on what book or pattern it is, but I do like to photocopy them so they're here and I can see them at a glance. The next thing I do is I try to get as much information I can on one page. So I use a piece of paper with sort of a checklist on it. And I'll put a link in the description if you'd like to use my system. I have the page designed so you're going to be able to fold it in half. By folding this page in half, one part of the page gives me a checklist. The other part of the page gives me fabrics, and the fabrics are numbered, which will match my checklist. From here, I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to attach it or photocopy it on one of the pages of my pattern. For example, this pattern, I'm going to use the back layout page. I like this page because it breaks down the blocks a little bit more for me. So I can take that pattern and put it right between that folded paper. I can attach the two, or you can photocopy it. When I go to photocopy the page that I'm going to use, I like to cover up the writing. The writing is not important for me to get the materials I need. They'll be important for putting the quilt together, but not for the planning stage. Now when I put the two together, it's going to give me a little extra room to write, along with the writing on the page. From here, I can write the information that I need regarding this quilt, the name, the size, and the fabrics. I also have a spot for my binding, backing, batting, thread, and a little extra spot just in case I need a notion or a special ruler. On one side, I write the amount that I need, and on the other side, I do a general color. A lot of times what I will do is draw a line from the color to the fabric. So I know this is this color, this is that. Those lines will help me just at a glance to see what these colors are actually referring to. When I turn that back over, I have a spot to put a little sample of the fabrics. I even have a spot for the binding fabric and the backing fabric. The page that you put inside can be any page in the pattern that you like. Sometimes I don't even need this extra page. Some of the patterns, when they're printed, the fabric is right on the other side quite close. So I can fold that back, put a paper on the area that I'm not needing that information on, and then with that one page, just photocopy it. I have the colors, the amount, I have an extra spot to write, and I can still draw my arrows to the fabric colors. So this is the page that I would travel with. But at home, I'm going to have my pattern in this sleeve. If it's a photocopy from a book, be sure to note what book it is, what page it is, what magazine it is, any information, so that when you do go to get this, if you want the original, you will be able to go to your book and go to your magazine and pull out the original. If it's a book or a magazine, I don't need to photocopy all of the pages. I just need to photocopy that front page so that I can remember what the quilt looks like. But at least it's all in one spot where I can take a glance at it. A page like this is a lot easier for me to carry and go from place to place, checking for the fabric, the notions, the rulers, the thread, all that I need. If you have a pattern that has a lot of different fabrics, right at the store, cut a little corner off and glue that fabric onto the back. Because sometimes when you get home, you can't remember exactly what you decided you were going to do. It could be the selvage end, or just a little corner and just stick them on. It's going to be a lot easier to remember what you did when you get back home. I would rather a whole pile of these stuck in my purse than trying to carry the entire patterns, magazines, or books. By having all of my information in these page protectors, it means they're going to be able to fit into a binder. And I'm going to be able to put categories or sections of different quilts or different projects that I want to work on. And having that one page photocopied with the information on it means I can drag that page anywhere that I want. And if the page gets ruined, the pattern is not ruined. And with that checklist, I know at a glance if I have all the supplies that I need to start the project. It's just my simple way of keeping my portfolio or my patterns organized. Thank you for asking, and as always, thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're talking about next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.